G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United gameplay video for you, and this time we're going to be continuing our X-Men the Animated Series Season 1 campaign that was put together by Diversion Architect, or Dave Amarasinghe, and he's done a lot of great stuff in the homebrew community, and if you're looking for his latest works, if you're a part of the Marvel United, I think it's Marvel United Fanatics Facebook group. They've just gone through a recent, I guess, like name change to CMON, or CMON, United Fanatics, I think it is, and he's designed the cool looking new banner for that. So definitely check it out. And if you're looking to sort of share any tales of your painting or gaming or any of that sort of stuff with any of the United stuff, now that it's a little bit more than just Marvel United, feel free to head on over to that Facebook group and check it out. So yeah, I have to say I'm sort of working through my emotions at the moment. I'm not really a big fan of DC at all, so I'm finding this all a little bit sort of hard to come to or get to grips with, or come to terms with, because I'm really happy for folks like Andrew Fantasia and others who this is like really something exciting for them. But just personally, I'm like, oh man, this just means that it's so much less likely that where we might get any Marvel United stuff in future sort of things. So Dave's definitely trying to convince me that won't happen, but yeah, we'll see how we go. But it's still a great game system, and I really want to support Andrea and the team, with their great game system sort of thing. So we'll definitely be continuing to sort of show it off on the channel here and that sort of thing as well. And yeah, I'll be following the campaign and seeing if I'm sure there's a lot of really cool gameplay stuff coming out with that new DC set as well. So I'm like, not really a big fan of DC, but maybe the gameplay will be enough to sort of tempt me in. So yeah, watch this space. But anyway, I'm sure there's lots of you who are really, really excited. So I don't want to take away from that. And I hope you guys are really enjoying getting to see some of the characters that you might have thought you'd never see being brought to life on the United table. So yeah, definitely something worth being excited for. So anyway, let's got on a bigger side there. Not sure how I got into that, but we're definitely going to be looking at Marvel United today, and that's we're going to be continuing this campaign. So let's have a look here where we're up to. So I put a poll up recently after our very lucky victory. Oh my goodness, that's fight against Ultron, representing the Sentinels, was really, really tough for that first mission. So we'll see how we go today, but we had a couple options. We could decide to deal with a mutant, like a villain who Professor Xavier was trying to rehabilitate, or we could go to New York and investigate some disturbances, or I think some mutant disappearances. So and on the YouTube channel, that's what most people voted for as of the time that I sort of called it with the poll. So we'll have a look here. So what it means is we're going to be coming up against Callisto, and she is the leader of the Morlocks. So if we have a look here, it says here, Callisto Powers was the leader of the Morlocks, a group of misfit mutants that she created. They liked kidnapping and terrorizing surface dwellers. When Storm took over leadership of the Morlocks through a battle and ended up saving Callisto more than once, she began to consider the X-Men allies. Okay, so at this point in time, though, she is very much a villain. So we're looking at, in this particular mission, we're going to be given the showdown of this was actually a duel between Storm and Callisto. Yeah, this was actually like a one-on-one fight. They had like a champions duel sort of thing to see who would take over the leadership of the Morlocks. This would be particularly thematic to play Commander Solo mode, so that's what we'll be doing today, using Storm. And so this is something that comes either in the multiverse set, and there are little sort of guides to sort of point you what different sets you need to sort of access different parts of the campaign here. And if you want to learn more about the campaign, please go and check the first video out against the I think it was Ultron and the Sentinels, and I've got a little bit more of a detailed guide of how this works. But yeah, we're going to be using multiverse stuff, or as it so happens, we have the Commander Solo mode is actually also in the Spider-Geddon set, and I think as at the time of Dave writing this all out, I don't think it was clear that, or I don't think he was thinking about that Spider-Geddon would have the Commander Solo rules in it, so we could add a little picture there for Spider-Geddon as well. So let's have a look. So Captive Heart, so this tells you that you can find out more about this particular adventure in these issues of the comics, or this episode of the TV series that adapted this storyline. So investigating the disappearance of Scott and Jean, so they're the mutants who have disappeared. You are attacked by the Morlocks, mutants with unsightly mutations. Their leader claimed Scott as her consort, which was pretty funny, and seeks to claim territory from the humans above. Alright, so if we wanted to decrease the difficulty, I sort of think I do want to do that, but we're not going to do that for this video at least. We could do this. We could increase the difficulty. No, thank you. And this just adds some thematic challenges, and we will do this here. So we are going to be... Now, unfortunately, we don't have access to the complications, and even if we did, I'm like, I don't think I want to use them. But we are going to be using the Plan B challenge, okay? And that comes in the Guardians of the Galaxy expansion from the... I think that was from the original season of Marvel United. Here's a couple of the issues of the comics you can see here. Here are the locations we'll be using. So we've got the Morlock tunnels, which makes sense. We've got Midtown High School, Daily Bugle, the Times Square, New York, and Oscorp Tower. And you can see here Dave's justifications for why thematically these might be appropriate for this. And of course all of this is, just a guide, and you can feel free to mix and match and add whatever you want as well. I don't know if I made a big deal about this last time, but also Dave's taken made the effort to think about what sort of team deck you might want to use for these different missions as well. So here he said that the basic United team deck would be a good one, but he's got a little guide for all the different ones throughout all the different missions. Now here's our animated series canonical roster, so this is who we've got. Now remembering that Storm is the one we're picking, so I guess you could choose each of these guys to be the champion instead, or you could just play a I guess a 1 to 4 player game as well, but we are going to use Storm. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these characters as our supporting heroes with the Commander Solo mode, and then here's some other options as well. And since we need a fourth, I was going to take Jean Grey, but I was looking at the rules, and there's all these sort of rules about, you're not allowed to swap cards with, you can swap cards, but you just can't swap the supporting cards. And I think she's got a bunch of cards that do swapping, so I thought, that just might get a bit confusing. So I've just decided to go to the next one on the list, which is Beast, and I quite like Beast anyway, so we'll take him. I'd really like to try Morph out. Big Head Chibies have got a new model for Morph as well, but we don't have rules for him just yet, so he'll be coming in Multiverse. Here's some other options as well, and these will be our win and loss conditions and choices and things like that as well. So you can have a look at that now if you like, and we'll come back to that later, I guess. Hopefully with good news, but we'll see how we go. All right, so as mentioned, we're going to be playing against Callisto. So we have Callisto. She's coming in at 3 health because we're only playing 2 players, or solo mode, which counts as 2 players. So if they've got health that low, it usually is an indication that it's very tricky to pin them down, so she's probably going to be annoying. I haven't played Callisto before, so this will be interesting. When a hero is KO'd, Callisto doesn't activate her BAM. Instead, place a random cleared threat card back in play in the next clockwise location without a threat after Callisto's. So in the next location clockwise without a threat after Callisto's. Okay, interesting. All right, I'll definitely have to come back to that and double check that when it actually happens. Now her BAM, so she's looking to KO you to put her threats back into place, it looks like. Now how does she KO you? She's going to be dealing damage, so 1 damage to 1 hero in her location. Then she moves to the next clockwise location with a Morlocks tunnel threat. So she's going to move, so every time she bams, she's going to be jumping to a Morlock tunnel if possible. Overflow, if one or more thug tokens or civilian tokens cannot be added to a location, deal 1 damage to each hero in that location. Then draw a master plan card and add it face down to the storyline. Okay, so she races through her deck with that. So she damages you, which works towards this, and she also races through her deck, but she doesn't race through the deck with this. Okay, interesting. Alright, so that's what she's doing. She comes with no special setup, but if you're playing supervillain mode, this is what she would allow the heroes to have. Now we are going to be using Plan B challenge. So if we just have a look at our missions just quickly, we're going to replace the 3 standard missions with their Plan B counterparts, and essentially they're harder to complete, but we now have the option of, instead of hunting her down, we can just try to complete all 3 mission cards instead and win that way. So let's have a look at them. So normally with the defeat thugs, you've got 9 thugs pictured, so you've got to defeat 9 thugs. This time we have to defeat an extra 3, so we've got to defeat 12 there. Same with the rescuing civilians, we have to rescue 12 civilians now instead of 9, and we have to clear 6 threats instead of 4. And with this being one of those scenarios where the threats keep bouncing back and forth and that sort of thing, I think we need to remember, I believe the way this will affect this is that every time you clear a threat, it still counts as, you know, you're clearing a threat for the purposes of this. So even if threats are coming back and forth, it's not like they're erasing our progress on this track. So I think that's still something that's manageable. Let's have a look at these. She's got 3 of these Morlock tunnels, so they're landing spot locations, and if she happens to land in them, she adds an extra thug to the location. And she cannot take any damage as long as she's in this location. So you have to remember that every time she's dealing she's causing a bam, that is, every time she's dealing a bam, she's jumping to one of these locations. So pretty much means every turn she does a bam, she's going to end in a spot where she can't be hurt at all. So we have to make sure that we remove these, otherwise she's pretty much, as far as I can work out in my head, she's pretty much invulnerable. They require 3. Now I believe though that, and I don't think we have this in this game, but I believe that unpreventable damage would get through this. Because it's not making her, I said invulnerable, I shouldn't have said that, I should have just said like she can't be damaged, but yeah, because invulnerable is that special term when it's that stage of the game where the villains can't actually be sort of attacked until damaged until the second mission is cleared. But stuff like this I think you can get through with unpreventable, if that makes any sense. Now the other thing about this is, so she's going to keep jumping back to these, but they keep returning as well. So every time she KOs us, we get these back, so we don't want that. So they are random, but yeah, we'll have to see how we go. Now we've got Mask. He's in our starting spot. Mask's a funny one. I keep going back to him. I've had sort of him on the drawing board for like making an actual villain design for him for ages now, but I just never get around to sort of finishing him off. He has he does 2 damage to you, to 1 hero in this location, and which is not great because that's where we're starting, so I'm predicting bad things. And Mask can't take any damage if there are more than 1 hero in this location, so that's not too bad because there's only 1 of us, and Mask takes 3 to take down. Alright, we also have another villain, or henchman I should say, with 3. So this one does a damage to each hero in the location. But when Marrow is defeated, place her back in play at full health in the next clockwise location without a threat. So she just keeps coming back in. Yikes. Okay. There we go. We've got the health on those guys, health on her. We've got one more villain up here. We have, this is Caliban. I quite like Caliban from the comics, the old X-Factor comics and stuff. He deals 1 damage to 1 hero in this location and in each adjacent location. Wow, so he does that like spread damage. He's got 4 health. Okay. And so he's up in the Morlock tunnels up there. And let's see, we've got the other Morlock tunnels here, so we've got 1, 2, and 3, just to sort of point out that they're over on this side as well. Now, as the Commander solo mode as well, what we do is we take one single deck. I think I've shown off solo mode a couple of times now, but or the Commander solo mode at least. But we have a full deck of Storm's cards, except for we do take out her double wild card apparently, and which is lame, but anyway. I think most people play without them, but yeah, I love using the double wilds. But we also, oops, sorry, I probably should show this deck off as well. We also get 2, I think they're called battle points or command points or something like that, and we basically get these points to spend on these cards, and they come in either prices of 2 or prices of 1, and so you can either take 2 cards of a 1 value or 1 card of a 2 value. You can also play hard mode where you just play with a 1 value or even none of them if you want to. But that's what the battle playing cards do. I've chosen for this one, I figured since it's supposed to be just Storm and Callisto fighting, I thought we'll have no time for thugs. So essentially, like Storm scolds the Morlocks and tells them to go away, and they disappear, sort of thing. So when you play a supporting hero card, or maybe Callisto tells them to get back off as well, you know, this is between leaders. When you play a supporting hero card at any time during your turn, you may automatically defeat 1 thug in your location. Now that brings us to supporting heroes. So in the Commander solo mode, what you do is you pick 4 other heroes. You take 3 of their special cards out of the deck. You're not allowed to choose the starting hand cards because they sort of generally would break this sort of mode if you had a character that had multiple sort of ongoing effects that starting hand cards usually do. I'm guessing that's why they've banned them from this. So essentially you take 4 heroes, take 3 of their special cards, mix them up into a big deck. Okay, so we'll do that. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I can't really show you that I'm not looking, but I promise I'm closing my eyes. Okay, all right. And we've got Rogue on top. So what we're going to do is now we place this down. I'm going to put this down here. We'll move it out of the way when we need to later in the game, but I'm going to place this here. So this is the deck, and what we do is we draw the top 2 from the deck. Push these out here. These are like a market now that are available. And throughout the game now, when it's my turn, I can either choose to draw a card as normal and play one of my cards, or I can forfeit drawing a card, which keeps my hand size at the same, but play one of these cards here, and when I play that card, I replace it with the next one on top. So we basically keep cycling through this deck until it depletes. Now what I'm not allowed to do though is when it's the turn immediately after the villain, I have to play one of my own cards, and then I'm free every turn after that to choose between these cards or my own hand there. So basically that's how that works. So we'll see how that all plays out. We'll see if I remember to do that properly, if I do some cheating and accidentally take these too many times or whatever it might be. But essentially the impression I get is that you want to be playing these pretty frequently, because if you just keep playing your own deck, then you're going to eventually run out of cards, and it'll get to a point where you're not allowed to play these that much because you've got to play at least one of yours every round. So you sort of do want to be using these up throughout the game, I think, to extend your lifespan, I guess. So yeah, anyway, let's see how we go. I think we've explained all of that. So we're continuing the storyline, seeing what the X-Men are getting up to. Can Storm win back Cyclops to the team, or is he going to have to spend his days living down with the Morlocks? We'll have to find out. So let's get down to the table and see what old Callisto has in store for us. Okay, we've got quite a mix of civilians and thugs there too. I didn't shuffle my, sorry, I have shuffled, but I didn't actually draw my hero cards too. So we'll do that first. Draw a hand of 3. 3 cards for Storm. Now I'm going to have to play one of Storm's cards first. We've got a move and a punch. we've got a move and I think relocate, which is pretty much just going to relocate myself. Not that useful in this particular game, I guess. Although, I mean, yes, I guess it's pretty handy being able to move anywhere I want, so that's not too bad. And just a single move, so that's what I'm bringing to the party with Storm. So I'm going to have to play one of her cards in my first turn, but before we do that, it is going to be Callisto's turn. So we'll see what she is up to. She's going to move 1. Right, so where are you? You're over here. So she's first card here, starting here. She's going to move 1. She's not landing in a Morlock tunnel, so she's not adding anything there. She's going to bam though. So she's going to deal damage in her location, that's fine. Then Marrow is going to bam, nothing doing there. Then we go around. Unfortunately, Mask is going to bam now, and then as we go around, Caliban will bam again, but again, that won't affect us. We're too far away at the moment, but we certainly are close enough to get hit by... hit by Mask here. So I think what I'll do is I'll keep this card. Maybe this jumping around one might come in more handy later in the game when we're trying to hunt her down, maybe, potentially. If that's what we choose to do, we might be working on this too. But I figure that gives me a better card to do something with my first turn than a single movement. So yeah, so we've done that, done all the bams, and it is now time for... done that. What's the rest of her card say? She's dropping some thugs down. One here. One here. Oh, one over here. It's getting a bit full over this side. Maybe I should have taken that card that lets me jump around the place. Alright. Well, we're going to draw a card for Storm. It's now her turn. We've drawn a punch and a heroic, so that's not too bad. Although, I mean, so we could do some rescuing here. But move and a punch. Do we want to move and punch? I don't know that we do want to move and punch, because I think I'd like to get rid of Mask. You know, let's get cracking on these. I don't want him hitting us again. Do we want to get rid of the Morlock tunnels? Well, we need to move to do that. Oh, we've got some interesting stuff down here. So let's maybe let's do a heroic and a punch. Let's sorry, I almost drew the civilian out of there. Let's rescue one of the civilians here. Get cracking on this rescue civilians track, and let us punch Mask for 1. Now, we don't trigger this, do we? So, when you play a supporting hero card at any time during your turn, you may automatically defeat a thug. So that is not happening because we didn't play a supporting card, but now we can. So I didn't draw a card. Oh, sorry, I did draw a card because I had to do my turn, but in this situation now, I have my hand of 1 card, so I cannot draw and then play one of these. So I've got to, if I want to play one of these, I don't draw. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, power absorption. Use this action symbol at the the action symbols at the bottom of another hero's face-up card in the storyline. I forget whether that means my cards or the other cards. Well, let's not choose Rogue because I want to do this, and I'll have to look that up. All right. So, well, this is a lot going on this turn, isn't there? So Wolverine. So once per my turn, I can also remove a random thug. It says here. Well, not a random thug, but a thug. Because I'm playing this. I believe I can just use this every turn. This is not like a discard thing. It doesn't say discard. So I think I can just do this. That's why it's so powerful. That's why it's like it's the only one you can take. So where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Right. So let's definitely defeat Mask. So let's say the 2 damage here will defeat Mask. Okay. Off he goes. We better put this over here. Okay. Then so that's those 2. So I've got a wild, a punch, and a heroic here. So this says I can rescue from this location. Let's maybe move. Which way do I want to go? Maybe this way. So let's what have we got? We've used these 2. What's this punch going to be used for though? Not much if we go this way. So what we might do is we will automatically defeat that thug there. Then we will use this as a movement. We will punch this thug, and we'll use the star from Storms to rescue this civilian. Or do we work on this? I think I'll rescue the civilian. Alright, interesting. So let's go with the next. Oh, and I'm supposed to put another card out. So this is Genius Intelligence. Okay, so this turn you can treat stars as wilds. Okay, so if we use Beast, we can do that. Now, speaking of this turn, we've got one more turn. So are we going to use Beast? Well, there are not many stars out for us to do that. We could use Storm, or we could use Rogue. I might have a quick look at what this says. So Rogue says, use the action symbols at the bottom of another hero's card, face-up card in the storyline. Another refers to you. Supporting hero cards in the storyline from previous turns are not considered your cards. Use the action symbols at the bottom of another hero's cards. So in this, so normally it says here, any effect that refers to another hero refers to you. Any effect that refers to another, it refers to the main hero. But then it also says supporting hero cards in the storyline from previous turns are not considered your cards. So I think I can use the action symbols at the bottom of another hero's face-up card in the storyline. Which is Wolverine, so I could use that wild if I wanted to. So I could basically get a punch and a wild. Or I could get a star and a wild. Where am I? I'm over here. Punch and a wild. Is that what that means? This seems better for me to use when there's like a double symbol out, but I almost kind of want to use Storm's card instead. But there's not a lot to hit over here. I'm gonna get hit over here, aren't I? So wild. So this would, if I played Beast card again, this is not going to be great. This turn you can treat wild stars as wilds. Had a really big turn with Wolverine, but I feel like maybe that's why this is just feeling not as good. Okay. I don't think I want to use that just to get one. I mean, the wild is useful, but maybe it's okay not to use one of these this turn. Ooh, I don't know. I will use Storm. So I'm going to draw a card. Oh, she's got her movement one again. I mean, that's terrible if I want to completely relocate. Move punch wild. Well, let's play this move punch wild. I guess we're about to get Shazammed here. Move punch wild. What am I going to do? Do I put a star on this, or do I go and try and stop this overflow from happening? I'm not too worried about the overflow in terms of it hitting me, but it does let her advance her track, doesn't it? So, okay, let's maybe do this. Let's move in. We might be taking a hit here, but yeah, okay. Let's do that. So we'll do 1, 2. I think that's right. We moved, we punched, and we did a heroic action to get rid of that other one. Interesting. Okay, well, that's our turn. What is Callisto going to do in response? Let's have a look here. So she's going 3. Where is she? She's here. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. This is a landing spot, so we trigger this first. She adds a thug, and she adds another thug. But she also adds another 2 thugs over here. She adds another 2 thugs over here, which she cannot do, which I believe means she puts a card down here. That's not good. Alright, but luckily she didn't ban. We got away with that, didn't we? Holy moly. Alright, so now we do have to play a storm card now, because it is the turn after the villain. Oh man, these places are filling up real quick. Oh, she's just got a star. I don't really want to use my... Well, I do have a move punch and a star here. This is not too bad, is it? So, maybe let's do this. Maybe let's go... punch this thug. Or leave that thug and maybe punch Marrow. It's going to come back to Marrow. Get out of here, Marrow. 1, move, and put a star down. Okay. Move, punch, star, yep. Then let's do one of these turns. Beast. Now I've got a... This would be 2 wilds if I did this. Yeah, let's do this. I need to get some... to use Rogue's card, I need to get something with the double symbol out so she can then copy those ones, I think. Alright, so... we've got to replace this with a gambit. Oh, it's another single. Okay. Oh no, it's going to be a discard an action token. We don't have any anything giving us action tokens. Okay. So yeah, let's do this. Let's go to... Oh, interesting. These 2 stars, we could use them as wilds. So move, punch. We could get rid of Marrow, but I think let's do it this way. I'd sort of like to use these 2 stars as wilds and do it on something else, but we can get rid of this, I guess, giving us another step on the track there, plus 1 less spot she can be invulnerable, although I'm not liking our chances of keeping that going. Yeah, we don't have an action token, so we can't really use that. It is now... Oh no, now we're stuck with these 2 cards that are not going to be very useful. Maybe I should have... No, I wouldn't have been able to step in and punch anyway. Oh, and that's another... You know what? Oh, though I'm not allowed to No, actually, I won't change my card that I use, but I'm just wondering. Although I guess technically I would have not known that was there, but I think I'm going to do this anyway. So apologies if you guys are like, hey, that's cheating. But I'm just thinking, it makes more, because I can, if I'm using my, using these cards, this is what's getting me this like free hits on the thugs, so I should be using this, I think. So I'm going to use this, these are wilds now, so I'm going to go one into here, punch, marrow, and at least do one auto damage there. That goes there we go. And then am I going to use Storm, or am I going to use one of these two? Maybe I'll try and use Storm. So if Storm gives me some attacks, I can maybe finish Marrow off, or if... because this is not going to do much good. And again, this isn't going to be great either. So I think I'll use Storm. Alright, so here we go. Storm is giving me a double punch. Oh, interesting. Ugh. Okay. Do we go the double punch just to get rid of Marrow? Alright. That seems like a bit of a waste, but... because then it's a punch and a star going to waste too if we do that. If I just use this... I can go anywhere, can't I? And do a star. Do I come over here and just try and... oh, now I'm sort of all at sea, aren't I? Oh boy, this is super... these cards are not coming out in the order that I want them to. Alright, let's do this. It's a waste, but let's punch Marrow. Oh boy, I feel like I'm second guessing myself too much, aren't I? Alright, so that gives us another one of these threats. So I'm trying to burn through these threats. Okay, and then that gives us a token. Ooh, that's good. Alright, well, okay, that was a pretty terrible turn, but I feel like that sets us up for maybe a better turn with Gambit. He can discard that token to get 3 punches. Yeah, that's not bad. Alright, so we just got to survive this round. Not looking good. Alright. Callisto. She let us off, well, sort of let us off without beating us up, I guess, before. But what is she going to do this time? She's going to go 2, 1, 2. She is going to bam, and we are going to get hit here. So no matter what's happening here, we're getting KO'd. But so she's moving 2. She's bamming. So the bam is 1 damage to a hero. Nah. Then she moves. Oh. I missed that jumping around thing, didn't I, in the first turn? Well, that would have affected everything. She would have landed in a different spot and done different overflows and all that sort of stuff. So we're just going to say that she forgot to do that. So she's going to... so she jumps to the next clockwise location with the Morlock tunnel threat. Now here's an interesting question. Do we... because we... oh no, because it's part of this bam. Oh yeah, okay, so I was going to say the Caliban's bam is going to KO us, but that happens after this bam, so we're still in the middle of this effect. So then she jumps around to this Morlock tunnel. She adds a Morlock, and then she finishes her bam. Then she goes around. Caliban is... oh, now, hold on. What happens with her as well? When Marrow is defeated, place her back in play at full in the next clockwise location without a threat. So she actually comes back here. Now, for the purposes of tracking these things, let's just put a symbol on here. Okay. So she comes around. This still works. She still lands here. She triggers that. We put the thing down. Then we go around to the BAMs. This then BAMs. No effect here. Caliban BAMs. He's going to deal the KO to us. So down we go. And now she places another randomly cleared threat. So all the threats are back. Oh no. He comes back in here. Well, we're already KO'd, aren't we? So otherwise he'd be doing 2 damage. I don't know if he does it this turn or not. I'll put another one of these in here. There we go. Alright, so Caliban's done his BAM. Then she places some thugs out. So 1, and a 2, and a 3. Alright. No overflows, luckily. Alright. So now we wake back up with Storm. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we definitely want to make sure we start playing some, yeah, okay. Definitely want to make sure we start playing some hero cards here. So let's think about this. We got, oh, we've got, look at this. Look at this. Alright. Let's get rid of Caliban. So let's go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Plus we'll do a rescue. Okay, 1, 2, 3, do a rescue. Yep, not too bad. Not too bad. Yep. And then I did get some of these ones here, but I think I might want to save these because I wanted that rescuing to sort of keep going on this. Whenever we can get a rescue happening, I think we should be trying to do it. Then why did I think I'd be able to punch? Oh, I suppose I can punch through. Yeah, I could still do that. Alright. So, yeah, we did that. Then instead of drawing another card, I'm going to play a Gambit turn. So Gambit does that. We get Beast with a healing factor. It could have been useful a couple of turns ago, Beast, with your instead of your last card. We're going to trade in this movement token with Gambit. I think what we're going to do, well actually what we'll do is we'll move over here, rescue this civilian. We will use our no time for thugs to defeat that thug there. Then we will trade in that movement that we just used to throw the cards over this way. So he's going to charge up his cards, throw them in. So he's going to do 3 damage. So he's going to do 2 to Caliban, which is going to finish off Caliban. And we will do 1 more to, it doesn't say against a single target. It just says in 3 punches in an adjacent location. So we'll do another thug there. So we're halfway on our way to the thugs, and we are over halfway with the threats. That's Caliban back in the pile of threats. We're not standing here, so that's not too bad. We've got another movement we could use. And I think I might use it just so I can be in a position to affect these guys maybe. Although she has a lot of movement, but yeah, okay. And then, well, actually, let's have a look. What card were we going to play next then? Oh, man, see now I really want to play Beast to get this double card out for for Rogue, but I'm not hurt at the moment, so yeah. Oh boy, oh boy. Do I just play Rogue's card? Do I just play... I don't want to play... No, don't play Beast card, because that's make draw cards until you have 3. So... am I going to have another round where I'm playing 2 Storm cards instead, or do I just play Rogue? I think I'm just going to play Rogue to get her out of my system. Alright, so she's going to move and punch. So she can move and punch, and then she can copy the cards, use the action symbols at the bottom of another card. So I guess I use Wolverine, use the Wild, so I can get my... free punch here. Then... do I want to go in and hit Marrow? I don't know if I do. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just sit and I can punch and maybe use another one to rescue. I'll start working on this rescuing before working on these, because I've only got to do 2 more of these, I think. So I'll use Wolverine's Wild as a heroic. There we go. Alright. I was supposed to draw another card there, so we've got Gambit, so he's going to give us a token if we play him, but now it is Callisto's turn. Oh, alright, so we're working our way towards it. We've got to do a bit more rescuing, I think, don't we? What's she going to do? She is... It's going 5, so she ends up here, doesn't she? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then no Caliban. That's good. Alright, so she bams, so she's dealing damage. Then she jumps to some Morlock. I don't remember these Morlock tunnels. Alright. She jumps to the next Morlock tunnel, which is this one again, I think. Oh, which means she's going to put another one of these out. We've got to get rid of these Morlock tunnels, don't we? Alright, so then she puts... Then there's a bam here and a bam over here. And then she puts one... I think I'm running out of thugs. Bam, 2. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. 2, 3. Oh, they're pretty full. Okay. Alright. So Storm has to draw a card. She has to have a turn now. The cards are running out. What's happening? Okay, I've taken too many turns with 2 Storm cards in a row. That's what I've done. Alright. So it's time to do some Atmokinesis, I think. So she can punch 3 times in a location, 2 times in any location. So I could go over here and I can go, oh, do I get rid of Marrow or do I get rid of these thugs? I really want to do some more rescuing. Should I have played a star instead? Actually, there's not a lot of rescues happening, is there? I don't think I can go for this unless she starts dropping some more civilians. So maybe I should be going for clearing this other stuff as quick as I can until the civilians come out. So yeah, let's go. She can jump in here. She can defeat Marrow. Oh look, that lets us rescue a civilian. There we go. We've cleared that. So let's put this one over here and this comes down here. Okay. Rescued a civilian. So we moved, we punched 3 times, twice with the Storm, 1 with the Rogue's card. This one goes over here again. Oh no, hold on, it doesn't go over here, she goes straight back here. So she gets 3 health, and she puts out another one of these. Okay, it's not confusing at all. I've got this. Okay, I am completely keeping track of everything that's going on. So, I haven't been hurt yet, so let's use the Master Thief. He can move, he gains a wild token. I'm just going to I'm going to move over here and spend that wild to rescue this civilian while we can. Yep. Okay. Gain a wild token. Take an action token of your choice from each other hero. Well, I am each other hero, so I think that's just how that works. Rogue comes out. She's got ability absorption. No. Oh, that's terrible. I should have. Oh no, and she's got stars and there's no civilians out. Oh man, I'm in another situation where I don't want to be using these. Okay. Oh my goodness, I feel like every decision I make is wrong. Okay. Did she do her automatic punch? She did. She did her automatic punch for Gambit, I'm pretty sure. No, she didn't. No, not for Gambit's turn. I don't think she did. So Gambit was over here. He moved in and rescued someone, didn't he? So he can also defeat one thug, I think. I think I'm not cheating there. Okay. Mamma mia. Alright. I've got a movement, I've got a star, or I've got 2 movements and a star. 2 movements and a star would get me over here to work on this, but I don't know that I necessarily want to work on that at the moment. I need her to drop a bunch of thugs. That would be amazing. Not thugs, civilians. And then... or do I just hunt her down? Maybe I hunt her down. Maybe I'm playing this all wrong. I should just be going for her. Alright. Well, this is progress at least, I guess. So I'm going to play... Am I going to play this? I could play Storm. She could do like a bunch of damage. Nah, I can't do it. I've got to do this. I've got to waste Beast's regenerative healing thingy and go 1, 2, play a star, and then Wolverine comes out. He's got some punchy stuff, but that does let me do a punch, so I'll punch over here because of this ability. Yep, that's my plan. So we'll get her. Yeah, that's what we'll... Oh no, but the Morlock tunnel. She always ends up on the Morlock tunnels. That's what we haven't taken into account. Oh no. We are going to have to do some civilian rescues, aren't we? Oh, and I've wasted a star. Uh-oh. Oh no. Yeah, okay. Callisto, you're tricky. Alright, I don't like it. Especially with plan B. Alright, so, what is she up to? She's doing the following. She's going to move 3. Going to go exactly as far away as possible from us. She'll land in a spot like that. She's going to add... Oh, interesting. What's happening here? Oh, she's adding a bunch of civilians, but they're way over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more here, but technically she does that after the landing spot thing, which is to put a thug down. I'm just going to put this punchy thing down as the thug. There we go. So I've run out of thugs. Alright, so she's going to do that. And she didn't bam. So there are cards in there that she doesn't ban with, so that's something to bear in mind. Right, so our turn, we have to play Storm. I might need to save that atmokinesis thing for taking her out at a distance. So let's go with... I need to move, don't I? Yeah, I need to move to get it near these civilians over here to do the rescuing, so... Now I've got a move and a star already. What if I move, and star? That would get me across, and then I'd still have this left over for later, but then I could use this as an extra rescue. Maybe I do that. Am I supposed to draw a card? I think I'm supposed to draw a card. I don't think I've been hit. So I'm drawing... Oh, man, a movement. Well... If I was just going to go over here anyway... I guess... If I was just going to end up over here, like I've got movement 1, 2, star. It's not too bad. What does New York let you do again? I forget. Okay. Just let you rescue civilians. This one lets you rescue... This is what we need, but we just don't have them. We needed them to drop here. Alright. So, it's now... Let's do a heroic turn here. Oh, if I only had a token, then I could throw it... I could use Rogue to copy Gambit. I guess I could gain a thingy. He could just go in and punch. Do we do this one? Move and star. So I think I'm going to play this just for the start, not even so much for this, so we can. So we're playing that. We put Beast out. That's another healing one. Alright, so she can move and do a heroic. So let's leave this one here. Let's move here and rescue this one. Let's use our No Time for Thugs to defeat one thug. Okay. Then we can... Oh, interesting. So we could... Oh no, we can't copy that. We can only copy our other one. So we could treat stars as wilds. We could treat... Yeah, I think that only one that's useful is this. We'll just get ourselves a wild, and we will use that wild... Oh. In that case, if we were going to get this wild... Let's have a think about this. We could stay here, rescue this one, then step in, use the wild to rescue that one. Yep, so we're all good. Still do that. Yep. Did I just move the wrong model? Yeah, I think I did. Were you there already, Flister? I think you were. Yeah, because she was here and she moved 3 and she didn't jump away because she didn't have the BAM. So, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, man, I am frazzled. Now, we're not quite at the thingy. I think we want to do it now. We want to break the bank on one of these this turn, don't we? Preferably 2. That'd be great. Oh, sorry, that's the deck, so I'm not drawing from there. Okay, I've got to do one of these. I'm thinking Wolverine, because Wolverine can go move, punch, and 2 punches. So if I can do both of these... He's got 2 punches. So he can go... Okay, I've got to use the right model. 1. I haven't done that earlier in the game too. So this could be dangerous. So 1 over here. Let's punch 1 thug. Let's automatically defeat another thug for using a hero, a supporting hero. So now we can actually start getting our thugs back. Okay, there we are. So we moved in, we punched 1 thug, we defeated 1 thug. That flipped this mission over. Let's rescue 1 civilian. So that completes that mission. Okay, and now we're looking good because we either need just to do 1 star here or hopefully have enough punches here to deal with one of these thingies here before she can run out the deck on us. And I think I've got 1, I punched 1 thug, so I've got 1 more punch. I can deal 1 damage to Marrow, but I've left myself open to an attack from Marrow, but I've got beast regenerative healing, so maybe we won't be too beaten up. Okay, so now my question is, when was I KO'd? Was I KO'd? I'm trying to think if Caliban is supposed to be back already. When was I KO'd? Was I KO'd? Because I know, like, she kept coming out back and forth, and this one came. Maybe Mask. That's right. I think Mask came back. I don't think I've actually taken out any of the Morlock tunnels, have I? No. So Mask must have come back, I think. Yeah. I think that's okay. I think Caliban is still supposed to be out at the moment. He probably will come back now when I get KO'd, if I get KO'd here. Alright, so yeah, it's her turn. But now she's under pressure, so she's going to be going every 2 turns. Because I just flipped those over at the same time. If I can get this one though, we've got her. Okay. We've got to talk her down rather than like taking her life. Alright, so, oh no, oh wow, she means business here. This will be thematic. Alright, so she's jumped into this spot, she's going to bam. So she's going to this, she's not placing an extra thing for a Morlock tunnel, but she is bamming. So she's doing 1 damage to me. So I guess I'll just lose the wild. Then she jumps to the next Morlock tunnel, which is over here, so she's going to place a Morlock here. Then she's going to send around her BAMs, so we'll see if there's any other BAMs. Marrow's going to do a damage to us. I think we're okay where we are. I think we stay where we are, because I think as long as I've got Atmokinesis, I can fry Marrow. So we lose the teleportation-y sort of one, and then this BAM over here happens, but there's no one here. Then she's going to drop 3. Luckily we don't have any overflows too. We got pretty lucky with these overflows, I think, unless they've been cheating. Unless I've forgotten some of these or something. Right, so yeah, I think we're okay now, because now I think all we have to do is clear 1 more threat, and I think Marrow is set up to take her down. Alright, so we've got 1 card. We have to do a Storm turn, which we will do. We've got another Goddess of Weather card. How many of these cards do I have? Okay. I guess I've been saving them, haven't I? I've got a couple there. But I think Atmokinesis is all we need, because now we just fry her for 2. Okay. That opens this up. And we are all done. We made it. Oh boy, I really did not think we were going to be anywhere close to doing that. I think, yeah, I think I was too worried about like maximizing every single turn with my symbols, and like not playing these to sort of cycle through to get better cards and stuff. I was like too worried about it, and I think there was some, yeah, I think once I sort of started not worrying so much about that, because every time I used one of these cards, I could get like a free hit with that. That's pretty powerful, that one there. So, yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting. Yeah, what did you guys think? What did you think of Callisto? Have you played against Callisto before? Is that the first time you've seen her? She's pretty rough. I don't know, if I was playing Callisto with the normal missions, I don't know how I would have gone, because yeah, you're not having to do as much, so you can sort of get her vulnerable earlier, but there's none of this. You can't just go, well, we're just going to do all 3 missions and then we win. It's yeah, like you have to defeat her, and to defeat her you have to take out all of the Morlock tunnels, essentially, unless you get lucky and there's like, I don't know how many cards she's got. 1, 2, let's see how many more she had. 2, that was it. There were only the 2. So she's always going to be jumping back to those Morlock tunnels otherwise, so yeah, she's a tough one. So gotta get rid of those, and they keep coming back if she can KO you, and Marrow keeps coming back, and yeah, that's interesting. So you sort of want to take out all the minions, the henchmen, so that you have them shuffled in there, so that hopefully the Morlock tunnels aren't coming back, but then they sort of keep coming back themselves anyway. Sort of. At least one of them does. So yeah, she's rough. Yeah, what did you think about the battle plans? What did you think about the Plan B challenge? Have you used these? Have you used the battle plan? Have you used the battle Plan B? Yeah, certainly. I think it actually saved us. I thought it was making it harder for us, but I think it saved us in this one. So holy moly, we got away with another one by the skin of our teeth there. Yeah, interesting. We got to use our little solo mulligan over here, where I sort of went, no, you know what, I'm going to do a different thing, even though I'd seen what was under there, which technically isn't really supposed to happen, but I hadn't really paid attention to what was under there, I guess, so I'm not too worried about it. Well, interesting. Let's have a look now and see. Now, like I said, I do plan to sort of change it up with the videos, so before we have another X-Men animated series battle, I probably will be featuring some more homebrew stuff maybe, or Tamashi, or maybe Black Rose Wars or something like that. But definitely we'll be diving back into this soon enough, so and I'll give you guys some time to vote on what you want to do next, because I do believe we get a choice now. We didn't lose, so let's have a look here. Best in Callisto, the Morlocks listen to what you have to say. They agree to give you time to make the surface more welcoming. Good luck with that. I think the way the world is at the moment, we're still waiting on that, aren't we? All right, so a mysterious mutant arrives. This is one option we could choose. A mysterious mutant arrives. They claim to come from the future to stop a war. All right. So, okay, so, you know, if you know anything about the X-Men, you can kind of maybe guess who that might be. But interesting, and what storyline that might be encouraging. So that's a cool one. Or, here we go, or Sabretooth has made a mess of the mansion and, has made a mess of the mansion. I think it's probably supposed to be Sabretooth has made a mess of the mansion and the mansion is a mess. Or maybe Sabretooth has made a mess. The mansion is a mess. Anyway, and now we have more trouble. All right, so Sabretooth caused a whole bunch of problems, and then more trouble is arriving. So is it Sabretooth, or is it maybe someone Sabretooth is aligned to? Interesting. So these two options for you. Feel free to check out Dave's campaign. I'll put the links up and stuff as well, so you can actually check out what that actually means. You can go and look up exactly who we're fighting if you want to, or if you want to just keep it a mystery and sort of try and reason out who you think these might be, you can vote based on that too. So up to you. So I'll put the poll up pretty shortly after this goes up, and feel free to jump on the YouTube channel, and that's where I'll put the poll. So yeah, have a look at that. So very cool. Yeah, like I said, we'll be covering some homebrew stuff. So I might bring the final boss, bring the Street Fighter stuff to a conclusion, bring out M. Bison. That might be the next one I do. Although I'm really excited to see Norlith's done a bunch of stuff like Omni-Man, and he's been doing a whole bunch of Mortal Kombat stuff, although that's kind of why I want to maybe sort of finish off the Street Fighter stuff as quick as I can in terms of like showing the films of it, because I want to be able to show off some other people's stuff as well. So we've got the One Piece stuff. We've got Martin V's been doing, he's churning out a whole bunch of these updated villains. He's also now dabbling in updating some of the heroes and all that sort of stuff as well, so plenty of stuff there. Norlith's, like I said, done the Mortal Kombat stuff and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So and Nelly's, oh man, like I so want to dive into more of Nelly's worlds as well, but I also really want to show off his My Hero Academia stuff. Really looking forward to that as well. So Helios's Impelled Down will be coming soon at some point as well. I say soon, but will be coming at some point as well, because we've got so many of these different things. I've got to try and balance them all out. But in terms of the One Piece stuff, I think that'll probably be the next thing I show will be Impelled Down. I think that he's put a lot of work into that, so I really want to show off how fun and how different it is too. So yeah, anyway, well, thank you very much, guys. Really looking forward to the Marvel multiverse stuff, the Season 3 stuff arriving relatively soon, probably a few months down the track now. I'll definitely be showing that sort of stuff off when it arrives. I'll do some unboxings and do some more gameplay with those features. And if we're still going with the campaign at that point, we can start using some of the features like the hero team decks, and some of these other things, although I don't know about this complication deck, but maybe we'll give it a whirl one or two times. So lots of stuff going on there. And if you're a big DC fan, I hope you guys are excited about the upcoming stuff. If you're a United fan, well, there's probably lots of stuff for you to be excited about there. If you're a bit like me and you're sort of like dislike DC enough to be sort of like on the fence, I guess we'll just have to see how things go. I can probably be I'm trying to sort of change my mindset and be excited about all the new gameplay possibilities and all that sort of stuff as well. So so sorry to be a bit of I hope I'm not coming across as a bit of a someone who's sort of down on it sort of thing, but we've just got to see how I feel about it. But anyway, well, thank you very much, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Meeple Monkey out. See ya. Bye bye.